Morning.
Morning.
It's a bit windy.
It is windy. I know. I feel like I'm still tired from the weekend.
Too much raving, mate. Or
It wasn't raving. I went to a heavy metal gig Friday.
Bite his freaking head off! No!
And then it was racing awards dinner and dance on Saturday night. So it was like me, Georgie Boy, Coops, Tommy Bridewell, and mate, we were up to like 3. And
Only 3?
Yeah, I know. Well, and then we were up at 7 to leave to get Callum back to Swindon to play his cup game that had like, mate, it's like 8:50 meet. So honestly.
So you've come back to work for a rest?
Come back to work for a rest. So
yeah, right.
Let's smash through the intro and we'll see what we've got lying round here on miserable Monday. Not much has happened out here, apart from loads of stuff has left. So Jax is going this week. Loads in the middle have gone. What else is gone? Robert Greenwood's is going. The blue 570's going. That's all done. So we picked up like 80 horsepower on that. It is windy, so if all you can hear is wind noise, then blame Jesus. Then Jordan's new van has turned up. So his Mini sat there. PPP's going. The black one's about to go to Africa. The black Lambo that was sat there, Derek's taking that, so that's going. We're waiting on Matt's head to come back and then he can take his car home. And then I've been driving around the Golf. Do you want to go and see the Golf?
Should we have a look?
Do you want to buy a Golf? It is for sale. If anyone wants it, Golf for sale, yeah.
Okay.
So it's 88 or 89,000 miles, just been MOT'd, just had the wheels redone, full timing chain, heads rebuilt, brand new valves, brand new exhaust springs, brand new valves, brand new springs, all timing chains, guides, everything. Seats are cut on the head, new gaskets, new sensors, new loads of stuff. So it needs a clean.
Will be cleaned, obviously.
Will be clean, body straight. Got 2 little dents to get out of it, but I've literally just had the wheels redone as well, so they look fresh. I'll bang a set of centre caps in it because they're just typical bloody, they like corrode in the centre, so we put a set of centre caps in it. Done about 300 miles now, and mate, purrs like a kitten. It's got the upgraded Volkswagen Alpine set in it, so it hasn't got the stock.
Head unit.
Yeah, head unit, so that's cool. Full leather. Little bargain for someone, and it's a 5-door, which you don't see many of, so these float really between 7 and 10 grand for this age. This was a 2010, so yeah, I'll be putting it up for 8, so if anyone wants it, give me a message. Needs a good home. George's RS6 is done, so that's here, the white Avant, that's all back together. That's just gone off to have wheel alignment done and come back, so he wants to sell that, so that'll be going up for 24 grand. So if anyone wants that one, give me a shout. That's a stage 2 car. And we have done everything. Cambridge seals, rocker cover seals, coolant pipes. He replaced an airbag in a driver's seat. He's done, it needs nothing, that car. It's perfect. So if you want a mint RS6, give us a shout. Have you got to change your filter to wander inside?
No, I think it'll be all right. Let's try.
We have had some deliveries, so we've got an exhaust for a, it's not an SVR, I've got that stuck in my bloody head now. F-Type Jag, GT4 RS Porsche, and F90 M5 is all turned up behind you. So we get them done this week. We've got some rods and pistons to unbox. Derek's Lambo's go today, so the lads have just quality checked it really. Lights, levels, tyre pressures, fault codes, that sort of thing, so they're on with that. Don't trip over Jordan's roof rack. Yeah. Oh. Anyone want a roof rack? So that's off his van. He came with his van, he's taking it off. So if you want a roof rack, let Jordan know. Proper builder's one, look. It's got the ladder and board roller on the back.
Go.
It's fancy.
It's heavy.
Yeah. Yeah. Cast iron. Mitch is just finishing off Lee's, so it's serviced, New exhaust is on. His old exhaust is around here somewhere. So that's had a full Larini put on it, so that'll sound pretty mega. We'll try and start it up in a video so you can hear it. I don't know how far he is off it.
Start it up. You want to start it up? You want to listen?
Yeah.
Sound good, don't they?
Yeah.
Sound hilarious, can't beat a V10. So I think it's trims, finish the service off, and then we'll get it on the dyno, that's ready to go. So that'll all be cool. What else is going on? Carl's got all of V12 stuff cleaned, ready to go, and a load of the TTRS stuff ready to go. Mitch stripped his Ford.
Nearly.
There we go.
Still got that crank out on that.
I think he may have been aquablasting as well.
Oh yeah, you done a load of your stuff, didn't you? If anybody needs 600 tyres, let me know. I have loads.
One careful owner, never raced or rallied.
Mate, they're mint. They're just like, yeah. So if anyone's going to Cartagena or Almeria or Navarra testing or anything, give us a shout, because I've got 1s and 2s, 0s and 1s coming out my ears. Yeah, you've done a couple of bits, haven't you? You come up nice. When did you do that? That Wednesday night you were in? Yeah. Was it? This means absolutely nothing, because we haven't shown anybody what it looked like to bloody start with.
But
it looked crash damaged and dirty if it was Mitch's.
A 2005 Fiesta ST.
Yeah.
So you can imagine what state they were in.
Grassy and covered in tyre wall. So,
It's never going to end, is it?
it's never going to end. No. He just needs to make sure that is spotless in there.
Yep.
You heard it here first. I accept no responsibility for what is inside that.
Ooh, I just trod on a mop.
Because that media gets everywhere. Actually, it's not too carbon build-up-y in there, is it?
I did keep it out inside. But that front panel comes off so you can see the zone.
I would. Yeah.
Anyway, because the casting on those isn't great.
Before you put it back together, you just need to make sure that it's not stuck in any threads. Or...
And there's the rest of it all lined up. There we go. Engine corner.
That is about it over here. Yeah, stripped down corner is pretty full on. Yeah, and then he's kind of laid out. So all the bottom colours, I think we did most of this in the video last week in Friday's video.
Yep.
But rods, bearings all laid out. Cranks cleaned and sorted, all laid out. Girdle's done. He's done the end case. So that's all clean, ready to go. So we just need to start bolting stuff together now, mate, to be fair.
So it'll be the next chapter.
The next episode. Wait, next episode. Oh, cardinal sin. Get rid of that. If that's one of you ringing, I'm sorry I didn't answer it. So,
I never thought of that
mate,
before.
I know, it's honest, isn't it? We've got a Perf exhaust for sale. We've just ordered a load of McLaren head studs and main studs. So I've got like 10 sets of each for sale if anybody wants them. We've ordered a massive batch in. What else? We've ordered hats. That happened fast.
Ah.
So I think I ordered 100 from Big Bobble Hats. So although that isn't what a bobble hat looks like, that's what the bobble hat will look like. So they're big woolly ones as well, and we'll have an R on the front. So
Okay.
we'll when they come in, we'll show them off. We've ordered new hoodies, new merch that you designed, didn't you, Davlar?
Well,
We went for the FBS.
yes.
So the fix broken shirt. So yeah, the FBS across the front and then RE Performance on the back. So we've just ordered a load of them in blue. We didn't do different colours. So they'll be out. Hopefully we'll have both of them before Christmas. And then we'll get them up on the shop. The billet gear shifter kits. I haven't got one here. Hold that thought.
You packing?
I feel like I'm in a market this week. Roll up, sweetheart. Roll up, sweetheart.
Handmade in Italy, hand stolen in Stepney.
Jack in pucks are back in stock, so they're on the website. These are our billet gear shifter kits. So they replace the little rubber bushes on the end of the cable for the push-pull. So we got a load of them in stock as well. And I told everybody I'd let them know when they're in, so they're all on the web shop. We'll put these up. These, if you came on our track day last year, we gave everybody one. Do you remember?
Yeah.
Gave everyone a... So these are some coasters that the guys made. Can't remember the web shop now. We'll dig them out. But they're RE Performance coasters. A nice little stocking filler.
It's almost
with
like when they
purple
lead up
lace.
to Christmas, isn't it?
I know, mate. It's like,
Yeah.
so they're not on a website yet, but they will be on. We'll get them on a website. So that's all right. Then the hats will go up and the shirts will go up. We have still got a last few little bits and pieces of the last lot of merchandise that are still there. So there's stuff to be had. What else we got? We had a list of questions.
You did have a list.
Should we open some pistons first?
Yeah.
I wanted to see them. Right, I'll meet you in the engine room. I'll go pick them up. So, these are for one of the engine builds at the back. One box. These should be OEM block, so not a linered block. Ah, these are rods first. Big old girls.
Yeah.
So Italian RP rods for a V10 build.
Very nice. Nice bit of flag on the side of the box, just in case you weren't sure where they were from.
Jamaica, man. Yeah, so it's good stuff. It's getting more and more popular now. And everything we've had, we've built a couple of McLarens. I've got another McLaren to build with them in. So these are the two V10s. So yeah, they are lovely. Very nice. Uprated bolts as well. ARP L16s.
Yep.
Or L19s. Sorry. Not L16s. Machining oil stinks, man.
So which builds are these for?
So if this is the stock block pistons,
Yeah.
then this is the Greek car.
Oh right, okay, so that's the twin turbo.
Yeah. And then we're waiting on the pins. Yeah. So full set of uprated pins. There should be circlips in that one. Yeah, pistons and circlips. Oh, sorry, piston rings and circlips.
Yeah.
And a piston. I like gold.
There we go.
Lovely name.
Yeah.
Got an arrow on them, so were they doing sided? Have a look. They are sided. Yep. Yeah, so they make them bank to bank.
Yep.
So this is a bank 2 piston.
Handy.
They're lovely.
Yeah.
Yeah, really nice. Yeah, because they've got the hard skirt graphite coating on a skirt. These are linered. Sorry, these are stock block pistons.
They come in a nice little sock.
In a sock.
So it'd be good to get moving with those builds. They've been.
Yeah, so they've
waiting a
obviously we've got. I've got a McLaren to. I've got the. Well, there's 3 builds sat in here now to get finished, so I've got to finish them before I start 2 more. So we've got. Well, actually, there's 4 really. There's a TTRS behind you. There's a V10, a McLaren V8, and a Lambo V12 that I've got to get done.
Yeah.
Right, let me write on there before I forget. Right.
Questions.
I know. A taxpayer, aren't we all? That's a very clean but busy workshop. Where did you get those nice blue storage racks from? They are all off Big Doug. So we get the heavy duty ones which have the centre supports in the shelves. And I cocked up ordering the last two because I ordered the ones with orange legs. So I've got odds around the workshop and it really bothers me.
I can believe that as well.
Yep, so. Hey Ricky, what's the biggest bill you've run up and what was the car issue? People forget supercar prices through to repairs and maintenance sometimes. That's a hard one. It's probably not... Normally if a car comes in with a problem, we'll discuss with the owner at each step what's required next. So it's never really... it's never really a surprise. They always know where they are because we'll always estimate the work beforehand as well. The biggest bill for a failure where they didn't, not as in they didn't want to work, it's not a twin turbo build, it's not an engine build they've chosen to do, stuff like that, is probably the V10 we did last year or the year before where it seized the engine because the oil pump went on the V10.
Yeah.
And that was like 30 grand ish by the time we'd done everything, including all the extra bits he wanted to do. So that's the worst. We have put a gearbox in a car. The customer wanted a new gearbox. That was 35 plus VAT and fit in, so 40. But some of the builds we do are over 6 figures, so it just depends.
Yeah.
What? The biggest bill I've ever run up, even though I did most of the work myself, was 2010 maybe. I crashed at Alton and John Kirkham, a few years later, pretty much did exactly the same crash as me, but his was on telly. I come up over Clay Hill and I touched a white line on the outside and closed the front, and it went across the grass, across the track on the exit of Druids, hit the exit curb, went up in the air, up over the fence and down into the trees. And the only thing I saved off that bike was a transponder.
Oh.
So that's probably the biggest bill I've run up.
Yeah.
It's a good crash.
It sounds pretty epic.
I got up looking for my bike and I couldn't see where my bike was, and the marshals were just like...
Did anybody capture that?
No, I don't think anybody did. It was qualifying for British Supersport, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, 2009 or 2010. Yeah, it was a good one.
And injuries from that?
No, it's fine. I got up, walked away. Yeah.
Good to hear.
And then I crashed at Druids, which is like 30 mile an hour crash on the exit, and spent 10 days in hospital. So no rhyme or reason, mate. Yeah, but like Pembrey this year at the Kink, full send at 140 mile an hour, and that was the same. Got up, had a little cut in my elbow.
Yeah.
So I think it's just the rule of the faster you crash, it's normally the ones that really, really hurt you are the up and downers.
Yeah.
Where you go through the front door and you land. But I don't want to sit here and say the fast ones don't hurt, because I remember crashing, going through and literally that was the longest crash in the world. I crashed forever, and I remember in my helmet going like thinking, when is this gonna fucking stop?
Yeah.
But it's all good fun.
Yeah.
You get up and you're like,
you go again?
let's go again. Yeah.
Again.
Yeah. Mutton head question: how much value is there in porting and polishing the cylinder head? Are newer heads much more than older stuff? Also, your channel is fantastic and bound to take like a rocket anytime now. No one answer fits all there. V10 heads are very, very good. You can do some bits in the throat, which is under the valve, and a good valve job on a V10. But when you start making them turbo, it's always an advantage, but there's other things to spend your money on, because at the end of the day, you've got two whirly birds strapped to the back of it that can hide what 2, 3, 4 grand's worth of headwork can do. The Gen 2 heads are very, very good. So the Gen 2 R8, Gen 2 Hurricane, the Hurricane, and then the Perf heads are very, very good. The biggest problem we have on those V10s is valve springs are known to be a bit of a problem. When you get to other stuff, so the intakes on, say for example, done a lot of Darza engines and a lot of Golf R engines, the intake ports are shocking. Especially the transition out of the turn into the back of the valve, out the back of the valve seat is rubbish. So there's a lot to be gained there. You obviously just need someone good who can know the difference between it and not. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. So again, it's what are you hunting for? So when we did Berto's RS3 for EcoTune, we went looking for everything we could because that was the fastest car in Europe at the time.
Yeah.
But you can hide a lot. You know, if you're like just trying to run 700 horsepower on a Daza, I'd probably say to you, don't worry too much. There's other stuff you can spend your money on. So head work is, I would normally say you've got to take it case by case and look at the head. Look at the head, the valve train package, your inlet manifold, your exhaust manifold, that kind of thing. No point putting all this fancy head work on an engine if you're running stock turbo and and you can't help the air get in and out because that's what you're trying to do. But it just depends what you're trying to do. Love the videos, ITZ Mike. Love the videos. I just found you recently. Just wanted to know how easy it is to fit a stage 1 turbo kit and a Gen 2 R8 Plus and what parts need to be upgraded, replaced. When you say upgraded, replaced, engine gearbox wise, apart from the clutch, because that's a big risk, stock engine's fine. Fuel system obviously needs doing. So I would probably say if you're going to turbo a Gen 2 or Hurricane, because they're the same platform, budget for about 40 grand plus the VAT. So you're going to put full turbo kit on, a decent fuel pump in it. You could start at a little clutch, but by the time you put turbo kit, electronics and a few other bits and pieces on, you're at 40 grand easy. So it just, again, to do it properly, what I would say to people there is you need to understand where you want to end up. If you want a 1,000 horsepower car, that's what like entry level is. If you want to run 1,400 horsepower, you need to throw a lot more bits at it and they get expensive quick, like a full Dodson Pro Max, which we have got sat around here somewhere for Corey's, I think.
Yeah.
It's like a 10 grand clutch. But if you don't fit that clutch and you take the risk, then the clutch comes out the side of the gearbox and then it's 35 grand for a gearbox. So it's costs, it just, you've got to pay to play, and that is it. A McLaren or a Porsche turbo is easier to tune up to probably 800-900 horsepower and cheaper to tune than an R8 would be. But twin turbo stuff is just fucking cool. Like that car in Israel, Simon's car, they're mental. There's nothing that will touch them. They're just crazy. Alex Wurs, you need to drop us an email, mate. I can also confirm Carl is a weapon on tour. I don't know what this means. We need more detail. I'll shout him in a minute. Carl? What does being a weapon on tour mean? Carl doesn't know either, so we need more detail. He's being very cool about this as well. Like, if someone said to me, "Oh, Rick, when we went there and there, he was," I'd be like, "Fuck, what did I do?" So, goes on tour, stays on tour.
Apparently so. Yeah. Or until it appears on YouTube.
Until it appears on YouTube. So, Alex, if you want to come and do an interview, mate, we would love to have you on the channel. Awesome, Stephen Bottomley. Awesome content as usual. Question: can you do a segment on Magride and highlight the issues? Yeah, Magride are rubbish.
The end.
So Magride is magnetic ride suspension. It has adjustable damping. No, it has 2-stage damping, and it does that by allowing or by having, for want of a better words, swarf in the oil. It has metal filings in the oil or metal particles in the oil, and it uses magnets to align those particles to basically change the viscosity of the oil. The problem is on R8s they leak, and they leak a lot, and they're 1,500 quid a damper. So if you come to me and you're like, "Oh, you've got a near side rear and a near side front damper leaking, you should do them in pairs," that's 6 grand in dampers plus a VAT. So we do a lot of conversions onto R8 passives, so they're genuine dampers, genuine R8 dampers from a non-Magride car. We do a lot of those because Magride is so expensive, and you know it's just going to bloody leak again. Everybody likes it because it's a button on the inside of the car to press, but even on track it just makes them so firmly damp that the cars are rubbish.
Right.
So even on track I would never run a Gen 1 with Magride on, and when you start going to pluses they took the Magride off, so the Plus is probably one of the fastest Gen 1s I can drive around track, and it doesn't even have Magride. So yeah, we change a lot. We did 3 last week on to take the Magrides off and put passives on. That crate of dampers at the top, that's all Magride dampers. So yeah, it's the Achilles heel of the R8, Magride dampers. Uberdude 14, when building these 5 pots, which ones are best suited for high power and aftermarket support? Darza or Seeper, looking to hang on in a Skoda Yeti. Looking to hang one in a Skoda Yeti. The Darza is a better engine. It's aluminium block, which it's a newer design. It's better internals, and they take a paste in. The caveat to that is, although stock blocks are doing 1,000 horsepower, iron blocks are always stronger because it's an iron block. But the Darza's got 4-bolt mains. It's got a different oil pump on it. The heads are better. So if it was me choosing an engine to drop into a Yeti, I would go for a Darza, because we know they do pretty much 550 horsepower, easy peasy stock. Whereas a Seeper, they're big heavy engines and they kind of don't normally do that. So for me, it would always be a Darza. I think they're mega. But that is a Seeper. That's a 5-cylinder iron block. But I can pick up for the same weight of that, just the block, the Darza bottom end with the crank pistons and rods in. That's about the same weight. So yeah, you got a lot more weight in that bloody thing. Hat update, done that. Coaster update, done that. Gear shift on website, done that. RS6 and the Golf, we've done those. Run by a car, let me know.
Tick.
Yeah. We spoke about dinner and dance, didn't we? So that was kind of cool. Found out Tommy Bridewell's got an M2, and I spent all night trying to let me tune it. Yeah. So if you're a bike guy and you follow Tommy, just say, let RE Performance tune your M2. So I heard a little story that he was doing burnouts on his driveway in it, but that didn't come from me. Don't want to get him in trouble. So yeah, that was cool. Saturday night was really cool, really. So me, Kate and Cal went up, and then obviously Dan, Leanne and the boys. Leanne's mum and dad, so Dave, who's helped me all year as well. So basically Dan Cooper, TT legend, grey haired lad now, he's getting old.
He's going to appreciate that, isn't he?
Keep giving him shit. Yeah. Took the piss as well. The shirt he had on, mate, he must have wore when he was like 17, because he's filled out a bit now when he was like stretching and stitching on it. So so he runs DCM, which is Dan Cooper Motorsport. So me, Georgie Boy, Mikey Reese, we all ride under him. So like Dan runs Mikey at our club, and then he run him at the Manx as well. So there's that. But then Coops is running 2 lads at British Supersport next year as well. 2 good lads on good bikes as well. I won't say more than that. I'll let them announce it. So he's, his experience is unreal. I mean, he won British Championship when he was like, 16, 17. He's been at TT, he's done Northwest, he's done British Championship for years and years. And for an old bastard, he's still fast. And I say an old bastard, I think he's younger than me. He just looked older than me. They went to Cartagena the other week, and George has got his new Fireblade, and he was I think he was banging out like low 38s or something. And Coops was testing these tyres for a company to give him some feedback, and I think he just had enough that George is wanging round and making him look a knob. So Coops smashed a set of Dunlops in and gave him a run for his money on his old 600. And George is like, for an old guy, he's still got it. So that was funny. So we were all up there. We were up near Cheltenham Saturday night doing that. So it was us lot. Mikey was there. George, Beth, his wife, Neil and Rachel were all there, and his sister and stuff. So yeah, it was a good night. It was probably 200-300 people up there getting awards. And then Tommy was there. Obviously, he's Dan's good mate, and then he's handing out all the trophies and stuff. So that was quite cool. So George got like all the trophies. So he won the Open, I was second in the Open, and Max was third, who's the marketing manager for Castle Combe. How you can have a market manager at Combe be the king of Combe as well, that is a fix, mate, I tell you. Max has done British all year, so he's flying, so he needs to stay there really. He needs to keep going because he's got something. George needs to try and raise some money to go there as well, because George is special, he's quick on a bike. What else? George won 600s, I was second. Mikey Reese was third, so Coops got 1, 2, 3 in that as well. I think George won a couple of others, like most points over the season and stuff like that, so it was quite cool. It was a good night, mate. It was a good night, but then it's like up early Sunday morning to come back to
reality.
Yeah.
Soccer down
with a bump, mate. So, and then you walk in today and you went, have you seen how much it is to insure SVRs? So we went down a rabbit hole. So I kind of knew this anyway, right? So we get asked a lot, and I think you said as well, didn't you? You know a couple of people have been asked about insurance costs.
Yeah.
So me, Kate, and the 3 lads that work for me are all on the business policy. So it is trade insurance. Me and Kate have got obviously special caveats for driving our named vehicles on the policy. So I can't drive anything for social use. So my van, our cars, we have to load them on and off a database to make sure they're insured. But that is £5,000 excess, and then we've basically got a certain liability that covers us on the road. So I think I'm definitely insured onto it, like very wrong kind of money. It's like a couple of £1 million. But we pay a lot of money for that a month, like a lot of money, nearly as much as my rent. But that means any car a client brings in, whether it's we have a bump, it falls off a ramp, we do something wrong, the building burns down, client's covered. And that's hurty, ouchie every month. But that's just the cost of it, right? That's just what it is. I get more value out of my insurance that is that money than I do out of spending £1,700 a month on business rates, which is just a tax for the sake of being fucking taxed.
Yeah.
So insurance, for me, I'm hard to sit there and kind of go, how much is your insurance every year? Because, yeah, it's a lot of money, but I get probably a lot more bang for my buck than most people do. So you'd mentioned that. So I know recently Range Rovers and stuff like that have become uninsurable in places because they're so easily stolen. So we had a look, didn't we? And we put in, we could buy, this is not categoried, this is a genuine car. It had 96,000 miles on it, and it was a 2014 Range Rover SVR, and it was 34,995, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Now let's be honest, I'd probably get there, look at that and go, that is an absolute heap of shit. But that was from a dealer, so if you went there with your £5,000 and smashed that down on the table, you could get PCP or finance on an SVR, right? And a £35,000 car, that is so cheap, man. And then the other day, what was I doing? Slagging off that Honda because it was like £1 million.
52 with the options.
Mate, that's a joke.
The new Civic Type R.
So we banged in the details to insure that car in Swindon. That's 5 litre firing up. So we went to go, I won't say the name just in case, but the guy sings. My address, that car, £35,000 value on it, £500 excess on a good company. Well, actually, it was Aviva, right? And that was £5,000 a year to insure it. Now, there was a cheaper company, this was Bargett Basement Insurance, which I imagine wouldn't cover you for a hootenanny. That was £1,000 excess, and that was £1,900 a year to insure, right? So Aviva, it was £5,000 to insure that car. We put Aviva's address in as the place the car was kept overnight, which is London, when it was East
London, yeah, right in the city.
Uninsurable, right? Because this started our conversation, isn't it? Is insurance affecting the value of cars? So the market is absolutely fallen at the arse of Porsches at the minute, isn't it?
Yeah.
Have you noticed they're tanking out? Unless it's something silly, right? You can't insure anything decent. You can't insure anything crap because all these 1 litre cars are first time driver cars kids are getting into. And I started to think, is it because everybody's finance deals got so cheap that muggles are driving cars they shouldn't be, so every prang is a load of money? Yeah?
Yeah.
Like that little bump on the front of that R8 out there, that's going to be a £20,000 fix.
20,000?
Yeah.
Wow.
Mate, headlights like £6,000. Bonnet's another 3.5, bumper's another 4. Do you know what I mean? Then it's carbon trims. No, it's nothing. It's a nothing crash. That's 20 bags to fix that car, plus whatever damage is done to the other one, right? So then you start thinking, right, okay, so is it like, do you remember when everyone was going on about the old you got whiplash every time you got touched up in a car park? And I don't mean like on a Saturday night drunk, but anytime someone bumps into your car, they'd ring you around, wouldn't they? Going, have you got whiplash?
Yeah.
And it's that same kind of thing. Like, my R8 I bought, well, it was like 2.5 years ago now. So no bullshit. My Gen 2 was 83 grand. I put 20 down, and it was essentially 750 quid a month.
Yeah.
And that was like a couple of percent in interest. I had it 2 years, and I sold it for 86. And then there's a V10 Gen 1 floating around at the minute, which I think has got a variator problem. So it's a V10, 50,000 miles, facelift. It's not a plus a facelift, and that's up for I think 39 grand. Right, that's 10 grand in, and that's £790 a month, right, with a balloon at the end of it. I think there was a slightly cheaper one where you could have no balloon. You had to put more money in, but mate, they're talking like 7, 8, 9%.
Yeah.
Like to buy the car.
Yeah.
Finance. And then you get to a point where you go, right, no worries, I've bought the car, now insure it. So we're on a big WhatsApp group, must be 200 R8 owners, and they're getting renewals this year to last year, like quadruple the price.
Wow.
So now what happens? You're like, right, I need to sell my car because I can't insure it. And it's like, something's got to pop.
Yeah.
Something's got to pop, because prices, it's hard this type of year in that kind of car anyway, because nobody sells a car in winter. Nobody sells a good car in winter. Do you know what I mean? Not unless you're pretty.
Well, we're getting up to Christmas as well, let's be honest. Yeah.
It was that, but it was always that, wasn't it? You looked for a car in winter and you sold a car in summer. You never kind of crossed over. But we weren't that far back where we were like, bloody hell, R8 prices are like doing all right. Porsche prices are doing all right. And now all of a sudden, stuff's taking a pounding, mate.
Yep. Interest rates, cost of living, everything is just contributing to this perfect storm. There's new cars being made now as well.
Yeah.
We've got over the COVID stall.
And again, it's when COVID happened, we saw a rush right when COVID was starting to happen where, well, I nearly bought a 600 LT for 130 grand.
Yeah.
As a 6,000 mile car in white, super light wheels, center seats. That was baller spec, and it was 130 grand. And I'm like, why is it? Because people have climbed into their PCPs or their finance, then the world takes a dump, and their contractors or their money's, you know what I mean? Like poor Coxie lost his business overnight, bang, gone. If you're sat on a 15, 16, 1700 pound a month finance deal, the desperation takes over. So you go, oh, I owe 130 grand on it, I'll just get out at that, so I've got no. So we saw a lot of that. When that kind of settled, then you saw people going, well, I'm not changing cars, so I'll just spend a load of money on my car.
Yeah.
Then, and you couldn't get anything really, could you? You
No.
couldn't get keys because of the bloody silicon chip issue and stuff like that. And then you came out of it the other end, and everybody and their dog changed their cars because finance was cheap.
Yeah.
I mean, Christ, I think there's 6 months between Jordan getting his Lotus and like me looking at, no, maybe a little bit longer, me looking at that R8, and the interest rate's 5 times what Jordan's got. Mate,
it's insane.
That's like ridiculous,
Big,
isn't it?
big difference. Yeah.
You know, so I wonder whether it's like, how much is it interest rates and how much? Well, interest rates won't really affect insurance, but like insurance is just ridiculous.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous.
The other thing is, I've noticed the insurance going up for electric cars, the EVs as well.
Yeah.
Now, is some of that because you're getting EVs that accelerate 0 to 60 in 3 seconds?
Yeah, and you can't drive them. People don't know how to drive them.
They're not used to performance cars.
No, and you prang it, and you've got to put a 40 grand battery in it.
Yeah.
Because the battery's ruptured. Do you know what I mean? And that's. Don't even get me started on electric cars. That is next week's rant.
Right, we'll park that one.
Callum bought his bike, so he's got a little Yamazaki 50. It's a Chinese crap thing, but it looks like a GP bike. It's quite cool. And he saved up a lot of money for that in his world. And we said, right, for your birthday we'll go halves. So whatever you save, I'll double.
Yeah.
Or me and Kate will double. So we did that. So we bought it, and we got it home, and it was sat there for ages, and then Josh Day painted it for him so it looked like my R6. You know, we made a good, and then it was like, right, let's get it insured. So we spoke to Bike Insure, and they were like, oh yeah, it's 250 quid to insure it for a year. Third party fire and theft, but I was like, do you know what? If he smashes it up, we can fix it because it's peanuts. So we insured it, he drove it home, we had a load of texts saying, oh, we need more information off you. So we rung on Monday, give them more information. They went, oh yeah, we've made a mistake our end. It's not 250 quid anymore. We're going to cancel the insurance, and actually renewal is £900.
Wow.
Because they said they got the model details wrong.
Right.
And I'm like, well, you can't do that. They're like, yeah, we can do what we want. No, pretty much verbatim. Yeah, we're just going to cancel it. But I've paid you. Yeah, we'll just refund you your money. Minus the days you've been insured. So you've been insured 3 days. So we paid like 250 quid. They gave us like 200 and their admin fee and all that. I got like 200 quid back. And I'm like, but how can you say you can't insure it, but you're taking money off me for insurance? They're like, oh, that's just what we have to do. So then obviously the renewal was 830 quid.
Yeah.
Or to insure it was 830 quid. He ain't got that.
Yeah.
A 16-year-old kid ain't got that.
No.
So what's going on with 17-year-olds? We must be getting to a point now where, all right, even my first insurance was expensive, but they must be getting on for finance payments levels for insurance.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I just... Do you ever see a kid driving around a shit car anymore? What was your first car?
A little 1.2 Nova.
And how much was that?
200 quid.
Yeah. Fiat Uno.
Yeah.
250 quid.
Yeah.
Open a door, it'd fall off hinges.
Yeah. The barrel used to come out of the lock with the key when I opened it.
No one could steal it for barrels in your pocket, could
exactly,
they?
eh?
But do you know what? Like every first time, there's a lad at the top of our old street now. Bless him. He's in a Peugeot RCZ, and I'm like, what? How is like you're supposed to have a rubbish car, Riley, not a good car?
Where's the rust?
Yeah. I would just, I don't know. I just think it's gonna. I think we're gonna take a pasting on it on insurance. I think that's what's driving insurance. I think the reason car values are dropping at the minute is 1, finance deals, and 2, insurance is driving people out of cars, and we've just got a flooded market. What was it the other day? 90 R8s for sale in winter.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. What are you paying for insurance? Well, how much is your A6 diesel a year?
I can't remember.
It ain't 300 quid, is it?
It's 5 something, I think. Yeah.
So then you sit there and you go, right, okay, so it's 50-60 quid a month.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not funny. It's not funny. Makes you almost not want a car. You can afford to. Well, that's it. You look at renting different workshops. You can afford the rent.
Yeah.
I can't afford the rates.
That's the crazy side, isn't it?
Mate.
Yeah.
It's mental. What is it? My rates every month is 1,690 quid for this.
Yeah.
And I don't get anything for it.
No.
At least at home you pay council tax, you get bins emptied. Don't you? You go, well, I said we're going to tip every week. So I don't know, mate. Honestly. So it'd be interesting to know how much insurance affects people's purchasing at home.
Yeah, definitely.
Because when you were a kid, it did, didn't you? Like you'd sit there and you'd go, oh yeah. Like your Nova. If that was a Nova SR,
oh mate,
you wouldn't have insured it.
No.
But it was still rubbish. You know what I mean? It's like you'd have what was the Citroen Saxo.
Yeah.
The VTR was the 8 valve and the VTS was a 16 valve, wasn't it? And like I had mates who were like, can't afford an R, but I'll get an S. No, can't afford an S on insurance, but I can get an R.
But they came with the years free insurance.
What, when you bought them new?
Yeah. That was the dealer incentive. So everybody was getting into them.
Yeah, because they were everywhere, weren't they?
Yeah.
I don't know, I just don't see the end game.
Well, we've almost gone back, haven't we? So you go back to how the Escort Cosworth was in the early 90s.
Yeah.
92, whenever that came out.
You couldn't insure it.
Couldn't insure that in London.
No.
And all the hot hatches went the same way because they were all being nicked, and it was the big joyriding phenomenon.
Now it's Range Rovers, RS3s.
Yeah.
Alright, they had that weird little spate a couple of weeks ago where like 7 or 8 pistas went missing over the weekend, didn't they? We're in that age now where you're like, how do people get scammed?
Yeah.
Like on your banking or your stuff like that. We're in that day and age now where it's like, how do people get their keys cloned?
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Surely you know that this. I don't know. Maybe you just do now. Maybe people just didn't know. I don't know. Like we knew. We all knew. But because there's an update, isn't there, for Range Rovers?
From what I can gather, yeah. So there's an update.
I don't know how
available.
that helps.
You've got to have them. Yeah.
I don't know how it helps.
So we're going to go and buy this SVR then?
No. What should we buy? I don't know.
Let us know in the comments.
A Celica GT I want. TA22, 72, 74. GT in manual, 16 valve. Anyone's got one hiding in the cupboard, let me know. That's what I want.
Happy days.
Right.
On that,
Have we whinged enough now?
I think so.
Can I have tea?
We've been as realistic as Carl.
Yeah. Drop us an email, Alex. Let us know what a weapon means. Whether that's glory hole in or, you know, scrum in with 30 hookers. I don't know. I don't even know what it means. I can't imagine he'd even get that excited about it.
Well,
You imagine him in Amsterdam. Yeah, it's alright. Won a lottery, Carl. Yeah, it's alright. What am I going to spend it on?
Hondas, lots of them.
Yeah, lots of Hondas. Yeah, but then I've got to tax them. You know?
And insure them!
Yeah, I'd insure them. Yeah. I wonder whether his insurance has gone up since he's nearly died.
It's a valid
That's a question.
Should we ask him?
Yeah. Let's go and find him and ask him. You know when you nearly died? Has your insurance gone up?
No, it stays the same, doesn't it?
Does it?
Yeah. When you take out life insurance, you...
No, your car insurance
car
and stuff like that.
No, not in L. Why would it?
I don't know, just in case you like die behind the wheel.
Not told them.
You wait until the renewal.
It doesn't matter.
Yeah. Oh yeah, maybe he hasn't had renewal yet. That's
Car
it.
insurance has gone crazy now.
Yeah, that's
Do your
fine.
life
The last 2
insurance
months.
doesn't
No, because when you take out a life insurance policy, you take it out for
when you
your
were
life.
fit and healthy?
Like, so regardless of what happens to you, the price
Right.
stays.
Okay.
On your car insurance, they ask you if any medical.
Yeah, when you take it out, obviously. You should
Yeah,
tell
they
them
asked,
to
yeah.
normally,
But
it
they didn't care.
didn't. No, I thought it would go up because of what happened to me, but they said no, it's fine.
Is that just because it's ridiculously expensive anyway?
Yeah, I do pay a lot, but
What was it you said the other day? You bought your CRV and you valued it the other day and it was half.
yeah, it's halved in 3 months.
Market's dropped.
Yeah. We buy any car offering
To be
10 grand and I paid 20 grand for it.
To be fair, we were just
That
saying
is
about
reality.
I put, because that V10 popped up and it's 40 grand and that is a 55 grand car. Well, what did we sell Neil's for? 57 he got for that red mint 2011 V10 manual mint, and he got 57 start of the year, maybe March, April time, but at the same time I sold mine, wasn't it?
It dropped a lot.
That V10 facelift is up for 40 grand, it's 50k miles, full Audi service history, and I put it in We Buy Any Car and it was 24 grand.
Ouch.
Because I was like, do you know what? That is worth a drive to Scotland, pick it up for 40, drive it to Bridgemead and get like 42.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? For a quick flip for 2 grand. But I bet he had been sat there and already tried that anyway. What world do we live in where the trade value of a supercar is 24 grand?
Good time to buy if you got cash to buy them.
Just can't insure them. But
There we go.
I know. Thanks for that. Added no value. Who's Alex Words?
Guy used to play rugby.
Yeah, he says you're a weapon on tour.
He does, but I don't know what he means.
No, we don't know what it means. We need to know. Have you got his number?
I don't think you're going to be getting it either.
I know. That is funny. Right, smash buttons. Let me know if insurance has meant you've had to park your Ferrari F40 up and you can't drive it anymore. I can't imagine that's a problem they have. How much would it be to insure an F40? If you're watching and you own like an F40 or 918, what else? Something like hypercar-y,
Koenigsegg.
any of the F cars, a Koenigsegg, let us know what your insurance is.
Yeah.
That'd be amazing to know. How much to insure?
Probably 10, 20.
10, 15 grand a month, I reckon.
A month, do you
Yeah.
think? Do you think?
I don't think it'd be
Yeah,
that much.
for a couple £1 million car, you're going to be paying big bucks, aren't you?
That's what we need to know. That'd be great. If anyone's got one, sponsor me next year for racing and let me know what you pay for insurance. But smash buttons. I'll see you in a bit so we can do Friday's video.
Let's do it.
Right.